I'm gonna have to go watch the audio over here. Go watch the audio over here. Go watch the audio over here. Go watch the audio. Stop that. Okay, I forgot about the plug, but so far we've dropped only 1% of frames. That's interesting. Why is the Wi-Fi behaving? I did the one stream and the Wi-Fi was fine. There was no issue. And it's just like, it wasn't fine. I don't know. Looks like the signal's strong enough.
Important things.
Okay. Poor Dibs.
Awesome. She's like,
Oh, poor kitties. That's what they get.
Ooh, are you live?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. There should be a delay, but I should be able to see myself over there. Any second now. Oh, there I am. Nice. Oh. Should I get my apron or should we get the drinks? Oh, my fancy cocktail. Show off the, actually I need to adjust this a little bit just so we can see.
Yeah.
That's better. Yeah, the drop frames are like nothing right now.
Maybe it was a busy time then.
I don't know what's up. It's just Wi-Fi inconsistency. Got some colored sugar. I think the lighting right over that doesn't help very much. It's hard to see that yellow, but yellow, green, and purple.
Does that help? Sort of?
No, I think it's just the... Actually, I could see it better on the TV. Never mind. It doesn't look as good here in this preview, but looking over here, I can see that yellow.
Yeah, it looks yellow in that.
Yeah. Never mind. You can see it pretty good. Got yellow, purple, green, Mardi Gras colors. I guess we haven't seen what those colors represent. Anything you were reading?
It's courage, power, and wealth, I think.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know which one is which. Let me find it really quick. Faith, power, and justice.
Okay.
If I had to guess, the purple would be power. Trying to look and see. Oh, purple is justice, green is faith, gold for power. Gold for power makes sense.
Yeah. Alright, probably time to pull the cake out.
Well, I was letting it. Scott,
Oh,
let me see
never
where
mind.
we're at.
Almost there. No big deal.
We'll see how it is. But when that goes off, it's going to be 30 minutes.
Okay. Guess we'll do this.
So, yeah, you're a little early. The king cake and rum. Where's the camera?
Right there.
Rum cream.
You're good.
I saw recipes that were like king cake vodka, Irish cream, or some things like that. This is actually got the cream. It's Caribbean rum, cream, and natural artificial flavors to make it king cake flavored from Gambino's, which is a popular bakery here. So it's not a very fancy cocktail, because there's nothing really to, one, we don't really have anything to mix with it unless we want to mix it with more cream.
It's already diluted to 17%.
Yeah, so it's really just a matter of
cream.
drinking it straight.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do to get started while we're waiting for our cake to there. So we're just gonna kind of wet the rim, which I have never actually done this. So this should be interesting. And I tried to lay them out so we get one of each on there. It's kind of a fail. Kind of a fail. I don't know. There's a little bit of color there in one glass.
It's all right.
Maybe I didn't wet it enough. Again, never done this. So I'll wet the rim.
Yeah.
Put in sugar. So.
Trying before with margaritas, you take a lime wedge.
Salt. Yeah, that's why I was trying to figure out what to use.
Wet it with the lime.
I guess I could have done like.
Salt.
Or that one was a little better.
A little better. Yeah.
I can try this one again.
Yeah, sure, why not?
We got time. And I kind of. Ooh, that's gonna be. Now we have pretty water. I think I didn't get enough water on it. The purples.
Purple's a little wacky.
Yeah. It's also got a different type of coloring in it, so I don't know if that's affecting it.
Does it taste like purple?
No, it probably tastes like dye. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the... You can kind of see the colored water.
Yeah.
I had an overhead light. So 2 Mardi Gras glasses. Guess we could have chilled this. We can still.
Yeah, if you want to nice and shake it.
I was thinking about stirring it because it's a cream.
Either way.
That was my thought. But I could shake it. No, you want it shaken or stirred?
Just whatever you're feeling.
I was just going to do a stir. I have a bar spoon.
Ooh, a fancy spoon.
Since we're going to do this,
measure it up.
It's going to be a lot of these.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to err on the side of too many.
That works for me.
I'm trying to remember when I had made cocktails in these glasses, how many ounces went in.
Yeah.
I'm going to start. Just stir it. Our fancy bar spoon.
Alright.
Just kind of. I don't think we really want to break up ice or anything in it. Like we just want to.
Yeah.
It's not like a margarita that needs. I don't know. It reads more like a Manhattan or something that you stir to me, since it's not plate or something. But yeah, since it's not like we're actually mixing anything. Turn off the timer.
Good timing.
Don't turn off the oven. Just. I'm gonna take a look at it. See, I erred on the side of what I thought was too much, and it was not enough. Womp womp.
You could scoop some of that out or something, potentially.
I should have just re-poured it. Trying to be fancy.
Or yeah, just add some more.
Trying to be fancy. Should have just went for it. Honestly, I usually just pour stuff, or I often make my cocktails by eyeball and just throw it in. So it's not a great way to make cocktails, but that's about even there. Still could have probably gone a little higher. That's okay. check the thing in a sec after we have a sip of our Mardi Gras cocktails. Cheers.
Cheers. Happy Mardi Gras. Tastes like purple.
I got sugar on the yellow side. It's a very good. I like it chilled.
Yeah, pretty good. Just like that.
I've only had it in the coffee so far.
Excuse me.
You scared me.
No, I had it over the rocks, and I think it's better without being as cold.
Yeah.
It's good just like this.
I think we're good.
Okay, works for me.
Let me pull it out and we'll show it off.
Yeah, get that temp up. What is it, 350?
375.
Close.
Pretty sure. The box says. We fancy. We took it out of the box. Alright. So this is our king cake. Of course, I'm showing you the ugly part there because that's how I have it. This came from, there it is. It is slightly warmed. I don't want to just set it directly on there. We'll show what we did here. So this is the box mix we did. There's 3 parts to it. Mixing it and kneading the dough, and then you have to let it proof for 30 to 45 minutes. So we've done that, and then you shape it, roll it out, shape it. There's a filling in it, and then it had to proof again. So that's what we have done. That's what we've pulled it out here. So we're just going to let the oven get to temperature, and then we are going to put it in to bake. And then after it's done baking, that'll only be about 20-25 minutes. I'll probably actually check it at 10 minutes. Our oven tends to run a little warm. From what I can tell, I haven't done too much baking, but we definitely try to figure that out. Product placement. So I want to just err on the side of caution and pick it, look at it when it's been about 10 minutes, about halfway through what it says, just to make sure we're not overcooking it. It's just lightly brown. It's not very thick. It shouldn't take too long.
Pull it out when your drink is done.
Oh, you're gonna make me drink fast. Just kidding. So yeah. And then we're gonna play some videos of what we did before.
Yeah.
So.
A little bit of the unboxing / mixing up, shaping and whatnot to get the lovely donut thing we have here.
Right, and by the time that's done, we should be, by the time we've done watching those videos, it should be ready to come out.
Yeah.
Right?
What's the big time? 20 minutes?
20-25 minutes?
Yeah, that's actually going to work out well.
And then it's got to cool before we can frost it, so.
Let that cool off and I can start prepping some red beans because got a big dinner.
Your red beans hack.
So that'll be good. Good timing wise. Cool. Whoa. Oh, it's just ice.
Well, you know what I mean? So
I thought that was a cat.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been. We can talk about what we learned about the history of king cake.
It's a crown, apparently.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. What I've seen is there's different versions of sort of celebratory cakes around this time of year. The most common things have to do with Epiphany, or when the wise men came to visit the baby Jesus. And yeah, he's got a little hat there. We have so that it's through the whole season. So from January 6th until Mardi Gras, it's sweets and all the good stuff, and let the good times roll. So it's a whole season, and so king cake is everywhere. Sadly, this year, this will only be my second one this year. Normally I have one different one like every week.
I haven't had much king cake this year either.
Yeah, no, sorry. I guess it's third because you did buy a piece.
Yeah.
At the store.
That's the only time I've had it was a piece of
and
the
when
store.
we bought one.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Third time, you're right.
So normally it's a lot more, but the idea is a celebration, and it's delicious. So they have different fillings. This one has a praline filling. There's I've seen just praline. I've seen pralines and cream. I've seen cinnamon. I've seen like raspberry. I've seen strawberry. Like lemon. There's just all kinds. There's some that have no filling too. So yeah. So there's different ones. This is the box only had, from what I remember when I bought this, it was only the praline. I don't remember if there was different ones. There was a cat behind me. Went to step back and I felt her.
Cat sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
At least she didn't jump up here.
It was cute though. It was very cute when she, just like you went live and she was just sitting there.
Yeah.
It was just your cat on the counter. So.
Yeah, this will work. I'm famous now.
We're still waiting for the oven to preheat. It's a little slow. Although it's faster than some other ovens. It's faster than my old apartment oven.
It's not too bad.
Remember how long that thing took?
Took a bit.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else I learned. Yes, I mean, that was the basics of it. There's different versions of king cake depending on where you're from. This is a New Orleans style, or Cajun style is what they'll call it. Yeah, I don't know if you want to start playing some videos while it's preheating, or if you want to.
We're getting close. I could.
Another 100
hang out for a
degrees
little
to
bit.
go. I don't know if you want to just hang out.
Yeah, hang out for just a little bit.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Yeah. It's too bad we finished all that king cake vodka.
It's true.
Could have made some other fun things. My phone is going off.
Poopy, no. No. What? That's yours. Yep, that's so funny. Drop frames 0.5%. Virtually no drop. I swear there can't be much difference of where I had this located versus last time. It's just whether the Wi-Fi felt like cooperating or not. It's weird.
Yeah, Wi-Fi's been a little weird the last couple of days too, since it's been so cold. I think there's been outages with just about everything. Talk about that. How it's currently 33 degrees outside in southern Louisiana.
You know, it's a little too cold.
We have some snow on the ground.
Yeah, some icicles.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little cold out there.
Yeah.
We've been, that's part of the reason. I mean, not only is like Mardi Gras essentially canceled because of world things, it's also really cold and icy, and we've been on, Sunday night we got shelter-in-place orders and told not to leave our houses. So everything's pretty much dead right now because it's really cold, and here in South Louisiana I'm not prepared for this kind of cold. So.
I can't remember when. I think it's pretty safe to say I've never seen Mardi Gras be so cold that there's like ice on the roads and people are just not going anywhere, so it's gotta be the first time.
You guys can't see this.
Cat is just...
But we have one audience member. The cat is sitting on the table staring at us. Just one of the cats. Hold on. food.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go get him.
What?
Maybe.
Kitty cat, kitty cat.
Yeah.
Here we go.
He says I'm closed now. He went to hide. I went after him. Because he was eating the other one's food. And his place to hide was he laid on top of my clothes on the bed. And he was just hunkered down in it. Like, I'm closed now.
I just noticed a line on here. This is a little bit not quite. Well,
Yeah,
you hit the first one.
it's still proof quite a bit. I think my line was too large. It is larger than it was. Okay, I'm gonna put him down because he's not happy that she's right there.
Good point.
I just heard him growl. And if you didn't hear it on camera, that's because he is the quietest cat.
Yeah.
He barely makes sounds. The last I ever heard him was when he was cold.
Yeah.
Or when he was terrified last week of the storm. Or no, yeah, it was like last week on Thursday. He was freaking out. He's afraid of thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
So I heard him meowing through the door. Like, let me out. I am not staying here. Which was really surprising because you could barely hear him. He is a squeaker. I think I'm going to finish this drink before that oven's preheated.
It's close, but yeah, the biggest problem I had one time, I tried to put it at, I think it was at 400 degrees I was aiming for, and it just, between 375 and 400, it barely wanted to move. And it's just dragging there.
It was there for a
terrible.
long time.
I think it was stuck at 395, and I just gave up and put stuff in.
I remember that. So I was doing something else and you came in complaining that it wasn't moving.
Yeah, it's just there. 300 degrees.
Only 75 more to go.
So, messing with it before, but yeah, this box did come with the baby. Typically they stick the baby in the king cake. Fun fact, it used to be years ago, you bought a king cake anywhere from a store, the baby was in the king cake, but then there was at least one lawsuit over somebody choking over the baby. So every time you buy one in a box, they'll have the baby placed in the side, not inside of the cake. So if you want to, you can shove it in one of the pieces of the cake.
So what I read too was that they originally the babies were porcelain, so they could bake. When they started making them plastic, they didn't want to bake the plastics in. So it's probably a two-part thing.
Well, yeah, it's probably a cost-cutting measure too. But
yeah, they wanted to
definitely
switch to
remember
plastic, and yeah.
Yeah, they would definitely cook them with the baby in the cake.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people cooked the plastic in the cakes before they really thought about it.
Yeah. Of course, that's pretty hazardous choking size.
Yeah, it's a good size to choke on.
So, stop doing that so you get to place your own baby in the cake. It's on you.
And what happens when you get the baby?
Oh.
If your slice has a baby.
Yeah, if your slice has a baby, you're supposed to host the next party, provide the next king cake. So
Yeah.
If you're doing that at the office or something, somebody brings it. Then
Unlike what I thought at first, my coworkers, we had to Google it. Even the one who grew up here, she wasn't entirely sure what it was. And we were concerned that it meant you were going to have like a child. And then we were like, nope. So we had to look it up and make sure.
Yeah, I don't know why it's baby, but
Baby Jesus.
it doesn't look like Jesus.
Well, no, but that's where the baby idea came from. There's a lot of cultures that have a tradition of a baby, or I'm sorry, is finding something in a pastry, and it represents something. You know, the party. You're the next, or for this, I would imagine you're the next king to throw a party. I've had, a coin, and it's if you get that you're supposed to have luck for an entire year. So there's lots of different cultures with that kind of tradition in them.
Just realized it says right on the box that the purple signifies justice, green signifies faith, and the gold signifies power. So that's your. I'm lacking green on my neck here, but I got 2 of them. She's got green.
It's because we only have 1 green bead in this entire house.
We're a little sparse in the bead supply.
I didn't want to spend money on beads this year.
Okay.
I thought about it. I don't know. These are all free to us. I got these last year during one of the parades.
I like how they quantify this because it's in a box that virtually everyone can make, regardless of the culinary skill. So, virtually everyone. So if you buy this box and you screw it up,
I mean,
it's not their fault.
Mix bag A with bag B.
Yeah.
Add water, butter, and egg. Let's sit. Like it's not complicated because you're not mixing out your flour, your sugar, your yeast, like.
But I swear I've seen products that say anyone can use versus virtually anyone can use. They kind of quantify it like. I'm not going to say anyone can make this cake because we'll probably find somebody that can't make the cake and they'll be upset.
So, there's our king cake.
One in the oven.
It's going in the oven, 375. I'm going to check it in about 10 minutes. It says 20-25 minutes, but I'm going to check it in 10 just to make sure.
Does it say just to put the sugar on after?
It goes on. It's a topping because there's a glaze.
The glaze. Gotcha.
And then the sugar goes on the glaze.
Okay, makes sense. So you got to make the glaze too.
Yeah, glaze is easy.
Okay.
We'll talk about it when we get there. It's real easy.
Okay.
So, you want to play the videos?
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and play the video.
See if anyone shows up in chat.
Yeah. Hi, Kitty. You're blocking the TV. All right, so go ahead and mute the mic, and I'll put the video on first part of making king cake where we open the box and stuff. Just because with all the downtime of having to let this thing proof, we didn't want to actually go live and then have to sit here while the dough proofs twice. It's kind of boring, so I'll go ahead and start that now. Hopefully everybody can, I can go test on the TV, make sure everybody can hear it quickly. I definitely see the audio level when it starts, but we'll just kind of try to confirm.
Too difficult.
Happy Mardi Gras. Today is king cake in a box day. I sort of showed this on my channel before. It's, what is this? Mom Pop? I have no idea what this brand is. Mom Papa's. Never heard of them before until I've seen this box. But look, it is a certified product of Louisiana, says the box. I guess we can trust it. Includes praline filling and baby. Do you say praline or praline?
I say praline.
Praline? Yeah, I don't know. This box contains dough mix, reclosable mix knead bag, yeast, brown sugar, white glaze, 3 Mardi Gras sugar crystals, and a Mardi Gras baby. Oh wow. Call 1-800-EAT-CAJUN, spelled K-J-U-N, Cajun, or visit mompapals.com. I might do that. See what that looks like.
We should. This is something we could do all the way.
There's some history of the king cake on the box here. I guess I'm not going to read that right now.
Well, we could read some of it too while we mix.
True.
Oh, it's not too
And there's directions in the box. So there you go. Take it away.
All right. So this is most of some of the stuff there, and then this is basically, I'm assuming it's a flour type mix. It says dough. That's cool. So yeah, it comes with a knead bag, but it also has a mixer version. So we're gonna do the mixer because I have it, and why do extra work? But it gives you a nice big bag to hand knead it. Over there, and then this is the filling. So brown sugar and the praline mix. This is a glaze, which I'm gonna guess is probably just powdered sugar. We got our pretty Mardi Gras colored sugar crystals. And then the yeast.
And I rescued the Mardi Gras baby from the floor.
The baby's very important. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is put the cake mix in our bowl here. So, I'm going to open it. Yeah, I've never made a king cake before, but usually bake other cakes. So I decided to go with a box mix for the first one because, well, you never quite know what kind of recipes you're going to find on the internet and whether it's actually going to be good or not. So we are doing this, trying to get the yeast to the sides. So what do you know about the history of king cakes?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, other than you just eat them every year?
Pretty much, and they're around for Mardi Gras season and only Mardi Gras season, but this box might have some good information here. Yeah, it's definitely a French thing. This is saying it's sharing of king cakes, a family and friends tradition that began in the Middle Ages, was brought to the southern United States by colonists from France and Spain, beginning on the Epiphany and okay.
That's January
6th and culminating with Fat Tuesday, right? So
Right.
January 6th through Mardi Gras. Season is celebrated with parties and parades in advance of the start of the Lenten season. Yeah, I could have told you that about Mardi Gras anyway. And today in New Orleans, a pot of steaming coffee and king cake constitute a party, and whoever finds the baby in their slice must host the next party. Yeah, I knew that part. I don't know exactly the deep history of the king cake, but apparently it was made way back. Well, it doesn't even say what year it started, but there you go.
It's the it's 1 cup. So this is hot water, well, hot-ish.
Yeah.
They say between 120, 130 degrees Fahrenheit. So I've heated it up to about 125. So that's going to get mixed in. And then it wants half a cup of softened butter. So that's going to go in as well. It's essentially mixing all of your wet and your dry ingredients together. Aprons are good for that. So we are going to go with, I think I want to go with the dough attachment because this is really more of a dough than a like fluffy cake. So we'll just do it. What does it say? Just mix well. Helps if you secure the bowl.
So you'll add more eggs later?
So you'll add, we're going to mix it all, and then we're going to add the egg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, it's not a whole lot of egg for this. Again, I usually make like birthday cakes and stuff, so.
Is this for frosting or is this for the cake?
Some of it's going to be for the not the frosting, for the filling.
The filling, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it said it came with the filling.
Mhm.
This is supposed to be praline.
I think it's just some brown sugar praline or just some sugar.
Yeah.
Do you know they have different fillings?
Oh, yeah.
I think it'd be fun to try to make one with your own like fruit filling, or if I could figure out how to make a Bavarian cream one.
Like Bavarian cream or cream cheese is probably my favorite, one of those two. But there's all kinds of flavors that you'll find. And of course, some people do no filling. Find that too.
Yeah, I've had a few different king cakes, and I like the Bavarian cream ones. I do like some of the fruit ones as well. Okay, so that's pretty well mixed. I'll show you what it looks like before I
Yeah.
Well, no, the butter's still not fully incorporated. But I'll show you anyway. So that's kind of what it's looking like, but there's like a chunk of butter I can see, so I'm going to actually let it mix a little bit longer. Might Maybe I'll turn it up a little higher. I don't really want to overwork it, so I was being a little cautious.
So the directions say to take this, put it in this bag, and just kind of beat it around until it's all incorporated. Right, for this?
Yeah.
Bag.
Yeah, it says place cake mix and yeast in large Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
Lock bag, shake well, add 1 cup hot water and half a cup softened butter to contents. And it says add egg, press air from bag and lock, and then you kind of just knead it by hand instead of like rolling a dough out.
Yeah.
Not quite. I wasn't confident enough to try it with one hand. I did that once successfully. Then the second egg I tried to crack immediately failed. So we're gonna just let that mix in. Oh, will you turn on the oven to the proof setting? Just hit the proof button, bread proof.
So as soon as that's done, you're gonna just kind of roughly shape it, put it in something, and start proofing?
Yeah, so, well actually I'm just probably gonna put just put it in the bowl.
Okay.
Stick the whole bowl in there. Why dirty another bowl? This this is metal, it'll be fine. Just gonna try to incorporate it a little bit. It's kind of creating like a weird. The egg is like mixed with just the outside stuff. It's not incorporating. Looks kind of like hollandaise or something. Like it's just.
Oh yeah.
So I just wanted to actually incorporate. Sometimes, you know, mixers aren't perfect.
So yeah, mix and dough.
If you don't have a KitchenAid mixer and you like making any sort of bread or cakes, or heck, you can even mix like meat for meatballs or meatloaf with it.
Yeah.
Like it's a very versatile thing. I have an ice cream attachment I love. We have the meat grinder. So it's a great tool. It's well worth the money. Starting to incorporate there.
As soon as that's done, we just let that rise for a while before we can come back to shape it and then rise and give it a
Yeah,
second
so
rise.
we'll put it in. Our oven has a warm setting, but any type of warm, like you know, very low setting on your oven, or if you have a warm spot in your house. We're definitely using the oven today because it's very cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then basically what's gonna happen is once I get this fully mixed, just a little bit longer, we'll let it proof. So we want it to double in size, and then we'll shape it into the shape of the king cake, and then it'll have a second proof. So it's just, you know, they could take 30 to 45 minutes for each proofing. So
there's a lot of downtime in the overall time it takes to make the cake. Yeah.
okay. I think that looks good. Just gonna get it off the hook. Again, I've never really made a cake like this, so I don't actually know. Like when you make certain things, you're like, you know, a cake or a bread, you get used to what it should look like when it's fully mixed. I'm not entirely sure for this. Ooh, yeah. So
It's like dough to me.
Yeah, it's kind of a looser dough than I used to seeing, but since it's like a bakery stuff, like a treat, it's probably got a lot more sugar than a normal dough.
Oh, I'd say so.
So that could be, because it kind of, to me, it kind of looks a lot like a really loose, or kind of has a cookie dough look to it. So there is our dough. Let's see. It does not say anything about covering it. So we are going to put it in the oven.
Yep.
And we will see you guys when we're ready to pull it out.
In a bit. Hello. That doesn't loop apparently, it just goes off. That's cool.
Let's see where
That
this
works.
is at. It's also kind of hard to tell.
It's looking brown.
Oh yeah, but our doesn't mess with that too much. I would say that is done.
Nice.
I don't think it needs to be cooked anymore.
Alright.
What's the other one? How about that timing? Whoa.
Careful with that.
Yeah, it's a little slidey with this. So we were going to show both, but this is done. So there it is. Forgot which camera I need.
Yep.
So that's what's nice and browned. So now we just need to let it cool. I think we're going to show the next
video and then make frosting.
Or do you want to
Make frosting.
Do you want to
now.
start the beans and then do this after while it's in the pressure cooker? Or play the other video, start the beans, play the other path of what, or the other video of how we did this, the shaping.
I guess I could play the other video
It's
now.
gonna take a minute, so that's why I'm asking, do you want to play the other video
Play
now?
the other video now, and I could even start the beans before we put the...
It's probably gonna need both times to cool.
Okay, let's do that.
So I just didn't know if you want to start the beans now or play another video.
That works.
Alright, so
We'll
I'm
do
gonna
part 2.
put this off to the side to let it cool.
So cake's going to cool off. We're going to whip up the frosting, but we're not going to do that until we go ahead and show. So we just looked at the mixing, and that was the first rise. So we're going to pick up from between the first rise, shaping it, and the second rise. So
Yeah, so
yeah. So here's that part of the video.
All right.
The cake has been proofed.
So it is now larger, about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So I have a rolling mat. You can do it on a counter. I have a mat and it has some measurements, so it'll help me with that. It's still very sticky dough.
Oof. Yeah, it doesn't look like other doughs I've seen. The color's a little...
Yeah. It's got a very sweet smell to it, too.
Yeah.
Like you can smell the sugar in it. Just gonna kind of...
Some flour in there.
make it a little less sticky. It's moving the whole mat. Okay. It's still like stuck to my hand. I'm gonna just flour that. Then so you keep taking my box away.
Sorry.
It's got my directions. I've never done this. So he wants 5" by 30. It's a very narrow piece there. So it's not, it doesn't want me to roll it very thin. Let's see.
I guess after you roll it, you have to prep the filling to be able to fill it before we let it rise again.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like that.
Yeah, so actually, can you?
Yeah.
We've got 2 tablespoons of butter.
Mm-hmm.
You just pull the packaging off and microwave it to melt it.
Sure.
That's going to be like the easiest step here. I'm going to try to make it a little more square with my hands. I am not good at trying to roll things. In a rectangle. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but that is a not floured part. And I still have like chunks stuck to my fingers.
A little bit better.
Okay. Flour this a little bit more. Alright, close to being what it should be. I don't want to work it too much. And I don't know that much about this, but I'll have basically just a nice rectangle here. So we're going to mix that butter with that praline mix. Are you going to mix it, or do you want me to?
Go for it.
Move my flour out of the way. Trying to get.
Tear open.
I don't know. I've been using a knife. I have a knife here. I didn't even look to see if it's tear open. I just went for the knife.
So it's just the filling mix and butter?
Yeah, and so I'm pretty sure it's, did I see it somewhere? Yeah. I don't even know. I can't even tell based on this. So that will go in there. Going to use my mini pig whisk. If you've ever made cinnamon rolls, it's actually very similar.
Yeah.
Usually that's just butter and cinnamon and brown sugar. And I don't think it needs to be very smooth. It's kind of a crumble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the butter will melt in here.
Yeah.
So I'm just actually going to use my hands. Kind of.
It goes like that.
Yep, just going to kind of spread it and.
How's the folding gonna go?
It's called. They call it the box says jelly roll fashion, which I'd actually never heard.
Okay.
So I had to Google it.
Yeah.
But it's exactly what you think. It's like if you roll up a cinnamon roll.
Okay.
So I'm just going to kind of spread this out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually going to take my mat, since I rolled it this is an advantage to a mat. And I just put flour all over myself on the floor. So I'm just going to roll the long side that way. And actually, we're going to need a cookie sheet.
Okay.
Probably a large one.
All right.
I'm just going to work the sides up a little. Kind of up and over a bit of the filling here so the middle isn't just dough. Some people have like fancy techniques where they'll use like their mat, but
Yeah.
I don't know that. I'm very amateur. So I'm just kind of, I'm already covered in flour. I'm just hoping not to have to change my pants later. I don't have any other clean sweatpants. So it's just kind of a big log. All right, now it's telling us, so that is jelly roll, and then, it says pinch edge to seal. So we want to keep all that filling in there. See if I can roll it back a little. Do this.
So at this stage, you've kind of made cinnamon rolls. If you were just going to cut them at this point and then let them proof in individual rolls, you would have that. But we're cooking it as a cake because it's a king cake.
And the cinnamon roll dough
is different than that, yeah.
much stiffer.
Yeah.
This is very loose dough. Laugh all you want at the terms. That's what it is. It's loose. I'm trying to it's not even like sealing. I'm just kind of like trying to fold it so it keeps them in here.
Yeah.
This might be the worst king cake ever. Who knows? Okay. So now, pinch it to seal. Place on large cookie sheet, shape into oval. I have no idea if any of this
Oh
is
yeah, so you're going to shape it around.
So here is our cookie sheet, and you know what? I don't think I have any parchment paper in here.
No?
I haven't gotten any. Alright. Well, I can bake it on some foil. Hold on a sec. This is from my crafting stash.
There you go.
It's dollar store stuff, so it's not the nice stuff I would generally use for baking, but I'd rather not have it stick. The other option is to like grease it.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this. Maybe we do it this way. I'm worried about it just like falling. It's again very loose. There we go. Okay. I did lose some of the filling here. It's kind of spilled a little bit, but we'll see. Try to seal them back up. We'll probably flip that side under.
Yeah. Hide the ugly side.
Yeah. If you've ever seen Tremors, I feel like the ends kind of look like the graboids. I don't know if you guys can tell this, but like, I feel like these ends just kind of look like the graboids' faces.
Nice.
Just trying to figure out what's the best way to rotate this around. I was reading that some of the king cakes are like twisted and stuff.
Yeah.
This one is meant to be like just a roll.
Okay. Just trying to touch the ends together there.
Yeah, I'm overlapping them a little bit, so it's just not, because the ends are a little not the same thickness. So there is a weird looking donut.
Yeah, so
All right.
Yeah, so the general shape is just this big donut thing here, huh? That
big old round thing. So
Yep.
do you know why it's round?
Why is it round?
It's a king. It's a crown.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Aren't you from here? All right.
Don't question these things. You just eat the cake.
Shape an oval, let rise in warm place 30-45 minutes or until dough has doubled in size. And I am going to actually use an old hack from when I worked at a ice cream shop / Cinnabon.
Oh.
And hack, I mean, when we used to dig around. Story time. We used to have to proof the cinnamon rolls at night. I always worked the evening shift. Actually, I'm going to do it this way. Double the size. So I used to work the evening shift. And there was one night we were getting all the box like all the rolls out for the morning people to proof overnight, or we thawed them or something like that. And we filled out all the trays, and then there was one left, and it was like, we can't, there's no way for us to put it back in. We don't want to put a giant box back in for the size there. And so my coworkers and I decided we were going to put it in proof for our whole shift. We were going to see how big we could get this cinnamon roll. So they start about this big when they come out. So we each drew a circle around it and put our initials and said which one, whoever wins. I don't think we even had a prize. Like we just, so we just drew a circle. So I've drawn a circle about double the size, maybe a little too big. But that'll give me an idea of where it was, because sometimes it's hard to tell.
That makes sense.
So I don't remember who won. But it was definitely that was a fun job. We dicked around a lot.
Alright, into the proof.
So that's going back into the oven on its proof setting, which is 100 degrees. It's just slightly warmer. And that's going to be another 30-45 minutes. I'll probably check it in about 20 minutes again, see where we're at. And that should be about the time.
We'll be good to bake it.
Yep.
So we'll take it out once it's proofed, and since it's proving in the oven, we'll have to take it out, get the oven up to temp before we put it back in, I'm guessing.
Right.
Right. Alright, well, we'll see you guys in just a bit. And we are back. No more pre-recorded content. That's it. The cake is still cooling now.
Yeah, it's still warm.
If anybody just joined it, cake has been prepared from the box, was mixed and everything baked, and I let it cool for a while before we put the frosting and cut into it. So
we're gonna move on to dinner.
Yeah, a little bit of filler content. We'll make some dinner.
A twofer
I'm
today.
get serious. I gotta put on the apron here.
I know. I'm gonna put on my apron for putting it in the oven.
Knock the hat off.
Not the hat.
Should also grab some of that champ because we're getting serious. A little bit of the buble.
Do you need a glass?
Yeah. Always remember to put on your apron. Do not make a mess up your clothes.
I didn't realize you wanted a glass.
Make sure you have your apron. Very important.
Do you want to be extra too with your sham?
Sure. Just occurred to me that I think the burner I have to use is in the other room.
Why is it in the other room?
That's back here. So I did that. All right, burner. So just going to do some red beans in the pressure cooker. The prep is not too bad for this, so blinking you might miss it.
Well,
Not a heck of a lot of steps.
traditionally, red beans are a all-day cook, right, on the stove.
Very true. Yeah.
So we got the pressure cooker, and you learned how to make the red beans from dry in the pressure cooker in about an hour, as opposed to several hours on the stove.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Woo. I kind of want to put a Mardi Gras song even though.
I bet you could find some.
It gets so banned.
What did you pull off YouTube?
Yeah, I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. Mardi Gras music is very festive. And the only time you really want to listen to Mardi Gras music was Mardi Gras. But then you just don't want to bother with it.
There is literally the first thing, second line, royalty free, Mardi Gras, New Orleans.
Hey, go ahead. Put the problem with the microphone.
I don't know how to. You want me to just play it in the background?
That's the problem. If we do that, normally on stream that's going to sound bad. So let me just pull. I could pull it up, but then we have to fight with the volume levels to make sure it's really, really, really low. Not messing with this. It's kind of a lose-lose. Oh, there we go.
I don't know if I can hear that at all.
I see the microphone volume up there. I'm sure we can hear it. There we go. Let's just do a little bit.
I was gonna say I can get the beats out and connect it.
So this is my pressure cooker pot. I'm just going to throw everything in here. dried beans, sausage. There you go. Always got to cook some kind of fat in your beans, and this is going to give us a lot of that. Actually, I'm going to, yeah, I think what I did last time was put just a bit of beef tallow in it. So I'm going to do that again. More fat for the beans. Got some white onion and some bell pepper. If I had garlic, I would mince garlic, but the rest of the garlic powder I can make up for that.
Now, we didn't think to get garlic at the store before everything closed down.
Only thing I'm really going to chop is the I'm going to chop my bell pepper. Everything else is going to be good. I can actually just grab my pan and get that going and put that down. Pan, heat on, pan. Okay, I'll throw my onion in there. So, oh, I gotta chop the sausage too, but that's nothing. So, knife here.
I just want to check it. The volume's good.
Okay.
The music and stuff, you can hear it, and it's not over you.
Okay.
Kind of
Pull my seeds around. Alright, so cut up this little bit. Get the vegetables browned up, get the sausage browned up, get the beans, water, fat, salt in there before we cook. And then I can just adjust the seasoning after. And herbs, put a little bit of thyme in there. Keep it relatively simple. Bought some onion, I just chopped a bunch of onion up and froze it so I don't have to chop my onions today.
also makes your onions last longer.
Yep. I messed up. You're supposed to make sure you count your fingers before they're stalking you. What's up? Always make sure to count your fingers before you start cutting, and then count your fingers again afterwards. You can smell the pan is getting hot. Oil there. Alright. Let's go in with bell pepper. This much of it. Let that browning. I guess they probably canceled all those little Mardi Gras yard things they were going to do since it's so cold.
For what things?
People are going to set things up in their yards and whatnot. New Orleans, they're making a big deal out of it, right?
Yeah, no, they had a house decorated thing 2 weekends ago here.
I think they were going to do it today in New Orleans, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, so, yeah, a lot of things got canceled.
Because it's cold.
Yeah. What is the current temperature? 31 degrees currently.
Not
So
cool.
nobody wants
Not
to
cool.
be outside. I think the high was like 34 today. Plus, you know, still icy and everything.
Oil in there. That's falling off.
So what's going on?
All right. Cook that without overcooking it. Put my onion in here in a second. Oh, if you read recipes for Instant Pot, they'll tell you to use the pot and put it on the saute function. I never saute stuff in the Instant Pot. It's just kind of awkward. You know, to put this inside of the thing itself and then put stuff in here and stir up. And
you got the lid in the way.
The lid gets in the way. I like my regular pans for browning stuff before I throw it in there, so I don't mess with it. I'll go ahead with the onion too. You know, produce some water since it's frozen, so it's going to take a bit to do that, but that's good. I don't want to burn my bell pepper. Good amount in here.
I broke it up a little bit this morning too.
I'll find frozen onion sticks to itself all that much. Pretty easy to separate generally.
Well, I did like smack it down a little bit earlier. I used some in my eggs.
Oh, okay. That's a good amount. So I can grab my kitchen scale because I need 1 pound of these.
Probably one of the bowls. Or do the beans need to just go in here?
This I don't think it's too heavy or anything.
Maybe. This is a really wimpy scale.
Yeah. 1 pound of dry red beans. There we go. Pound. Just that easy.
Yeah, I think this is the first time I've ever watched you prepare red beans. I don't know if you've made it since we moved here. But before, you used to always just make it at your apartment, so I missed, like, and I'd come over later. Often had it the next day as leftovers. So we'll definitely be eating the red beans for a couple of days. Which is perfect for weather like this when you don't want to leave the house.
Oh, I know what I want to do too. Let's get water hot.
Yeah, we made, Travis made gumbo on Saturday. And we had some friends eat some. And we finished it yesterday. So the gumbo didn't last very long. So we had to make something else last night and tonight. So beans will be good for a couple of days. By then, hopefully the roads won't be too scary to drive on. How much water do you need?
It's 6 cups.
Yeah, I don't doubt it's probably because it's cold.
Yeah.
A friend of ours is trying to thaw his pipes. He actually texted that one of the pipes broke. So
Putting the water on the thing because if you're cooking in an Instant Pot or a pressure cooker, if you use hot water, it'll come up to pressure faster, so you're not waiting for a good, 20 minutes or something sometimes. If you use cold water, it's kind of heated as it's pressuring up, so just save you a little bit of time. It's a lot of water coming out, like I was saying. So the vegetables will take a little bit. I have 1 pound of smoked sausage. This was from a specialty meat shop close to here. This is not supermarket stuff.
One of the cats just ran through. He wasn't quite sure about what's going on with all the cords, and he saw you grab the knife and he ran.
I'm going to cut this, but I am going to brown it real quick before it goes in. Just put a little bit of color on it. Smoked sausage is mostly cooked. Just going to brown it for a bit, and then it's going to fully cook while it's in there with the other stuff.
Good to know that you can find copyright-free Mardi Gras music. You just play that in the background of your streams.
Yeah, just play Mardi Gras music every stream. Alright, so that's the end of cutting stuff for this dish. You forgot everything. The minimum stuff you put in your pressure cooker to make red beans. If you put
beans,
salt, water, beans, and some kind of fat, you can add pepper and other stuff after the fact. You just kind of get it where you want it, but definitely put some fat in there while it cooks, and some salt in there too. Just kind of salt in here.
no measurement.
You eyeball that. Eyeball pepper too. And of course cayenne pepper, because that's how we do things.
From what I have learned, it wouldn't be Cajun food if there wasn't cayenne.
Pretty much not. And some thyme, because a little bit of herbage. No big deal. Alright, that's seasoning, and I'll go ahead and scoop some of this beef tallow. Looks like, what do you keep?
I keep thinking it's mashed potatoes.
Potatoes, yeah.
I keep getting really excited that we have mashed potatoes in the fridge, and then I'm disappointed when I remember that it's just beef tallow, not actual delicious mashed potatoes.
Beef tallow, to be confused by mashed potatoes.
It's also delicious, it's just not what I was hoping for.
You don't want to eat this directly out of the container.
But that's homemade beef tallow.
Yep.
From brisket?
Yeah.
Brisket fat?
I think it was.
Or did you end up getting some other fat in there too?
It's a good question. I think it's mostly brisket fat.
I just assume it's all that brisket you did over Memorial Day. Yeah, well, you have that brisket fat in the freezer for so long that I just assume everything is from that.
Yeah.
So one cat is sitting in the litter box, and the other one is trying to play with him. because that's how the cats roll, I guess. I'll give you one guess on who's sitting in the litter box.
Nibbler.
Yep.
It's almost there. While the water's cooked out. Just let the onions get a little bit more brown. Only other thing is going to be the water, which is coming up soon. And I can set the thing. Oh, I gotta brown my sausage, but that'll take not much of my time.
I was just checking on the cake. It should be, it's almost completely cooled down, so it'll be good timing.
Good.
Need to get you like a giant, or you could use your, you could use this one too.
Yeah. How many cups is that?
32 ounces, so 4 cups. Yeah. Okay.
Actually,
I mean, it's the same volume as that. It's 32 ounces.
Just because the water's going to cool off a little bit while I brown the sausage. It won't take long. It's a little funny with the beef fat showing in there.
Forbidden mashed potatoes.
Because it's solid right now, because it's still very cold on the fridge. You start cooking with beef tallow, it melts really fast. It looks like oil. Alright, I'm going to go with that. And start the sausage.
Like losing the money shot here with all this stuff in front of that.
It's fine. I'm done with the hat. It's not cooperating. Alright. From there, and do not drop your sausage all over the floor. I've done that too many times.
Question, when you drop it on the floor, does it still go in the pan?
Yep. So it'll rinse. You'll be fine. You'll survive.
I mean, the heat's going to kill it, so
Yeah.
Coming from a biologist's perspective, you're going to kill it with that heat, so.
That's fine. Just a real quick brown on the sausage. Red beans, if you soak them, even when you soak them, if you don't use a pressure cooker, they still take a while to cook, so you're definitely not going to cook them during the week. But pressure cooker being a recipe, it's definitely a weekday kind of thing you can make, because this whole thing is not taking long, and it'll cook up in a little under an hour. But as soon as the pressure's done, and you still have to, typically there's some liquid left. I turn on the saute function or the whatever function just to cook it down a little bit more and stir it and kind of watch it. But
What was it? Wasn't that the
Mix about it.
The 2 a.m. food our friend made was red beans? They started it late in the day, and by the time they were done, it was like 2 a.m.
it's about an hour, about 50 minutes of pressure, then about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes of cooking after that. So once I get this going, I'll be able to get the rice going too. By the time, definitely want to have the rice ready to go by the time the beans are are there because we're going to be ready to eat. Unless we eat too much king cake. Probably not though. Almost done already. Good color.
I mean, tomorrow's Ash Wednesday, the start of Lent, and when you're supposed to give up things.
Yeah.
You gonna tell them what your tradition is?
I could. Steak day tomorrow. Mardi Gras part 2.
Otherwise, I'm gonna finish it. So.
All right.
Wasn't a whole lot.
All right, that's it. Sausage in. So the recipe is 1 pound of sausage to 1 pound of beans. And water's coming up. Measure that, throw it in there. High pressure. Again, I already have some seasoning in here. So that's it.
Well, and you'll do a little more seasoning if it needs it.
Yeah.
When you do the saute.
So that looks like 3 cups to me. Beef fat start to melt. Here we go. Almost the whole kettle. 6 cups. And move to the cooker. Oh, go ahead, Tom. So plug it in. Let's make sure it's plugged in your appliances. Also pay your electric bill.
Important things in cooking. Pay your electric bill, unless you only have gas.
Yeah.
And plug your appliances in.
50 minutes, high pressure. That'll be done. We'll cook just a little bit after that, but
And clean that up.
there we go. Beans are cooking. Alright, okay, it's icing time.
I don't have any fancy cake boards this will fit on. The only ones I have are for like 8-inch cakes. So here's our cake. It's nice and cooled. It's a beautiful golden brown. It wants us to mix our glaze mix. There. Our lovely marked glaze. That is all stuck to one side. So we're going to mix this with 1 tablespoon of water. I lost my cutting knife. It's just, yeah. So I'm pretty sure this is just powdered sugar. it looks about the texture of that. Any kind of glaze is usually just powdered sugar. Oftentimes it's milk and vanilla, so maybe they dehydrated it after or something, or added in powdered milk and vanilla. Actually, it's got a nut smell. It's got an almond smell to it. What did I say? 1 tablespoon? Yeah. So we're gonna add that in. Just gonna go straight from the sink. So it's not gonna be very not gonna be very, or it's gonna be thick, not very thin. So just mixing it up, making a mess. And I'm pretty sure from what I read, we're just going to spread it, add our colored sugar. We're going to use every cooking utensil I have, or every baking utensil I have, because I didn't think this through. So it's a nice, pretty thick glaze.
Just water in the mix.
Yeah, and it smells like it's probably some sugar, some almond extract that was like dehydrated, and probably has some milk cream. Usually that's how you do it. We'll mix milk with powdered sugar and some sort of extract to get your flavor on any sort of glaze. Now, if I was making this up, I probably would put more. But this is pretty much what is in this bowl.
Yeah.
Just to kind of spread it out a little bit more. It should even out. All right. We have our 3 colors. Purple was...
Oh.
I want to see if you remember. I also forgot. Purple is Justice. So we're going to sprinkle that on. About 1/3 of it, I think. Some of them will mix them in between. I'm just going to do 1/3 on each, which I think is, well, so on the box you see they like striped it.
It's a lot of effort.
And I didn't think about it till I already started pouring and was mostly covered it, so.
It's good to me.
Go like that way a little bit, try to get some of that angle.
Looking a lot more like king cake.
It's a lot of sugar on the outside, but it's kind of, I feel like there's a lot of sugar in this mix that they give you. I maybe wouldn't put all of it on here.
I mean, this is a guilty pleasure kind of treat. It's not like...
No, but I just feel like there's not enough glaze to even hold it.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like, I feel proportionally it's not right.
I got you. There it is.
So there you go.
It's king cake.
Our king cake.
Baby.
Should I be hiding him? There's only 2 of us.
Yeah.
One of us hosts a party, the other one is too, but you know what? I just sent him right there.
There we go.
We're gonna have some king cake before
Get your nice photo before you cut into that.
Yeah, technically this is my first king cake I've ever made.
There you go.
So, I have to get it from the other angle though. I have no idea if my phone's even in here, but. Alright.
Yeah.
Cutting in.
Let's do it.
We won't be alive long enough for
the beans,
so we should give some sort of satisfaction here.
Yeah. Mmm, 2-color.
You want the 2-color piece?
Yeah.
Smells really good. Separate. All right. Show that to them what the little roll section looks like.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of
a little bit of filling in there.
Yeah. That piece also is like towards the end, so it might not be as much on the one side, but there it did melt a bit, so it's less like crunchy looking, or less just powder.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
There you go. Ooh, the texture's good.
Yeah, it's cooked. It's more doughy than some of the other ones I've had.
It's like king cake.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely doughy.
Yeah, I think I'm used to having them with a bit more filling in them.
Yeah.
I think usually it's a bit more proportional, but it's really good.
Good.
I do like the filling. But I feel like if it had been double the amount, so it was a nice thick layer.
Just wolfing it down here.
Yeah, it's also what, 6:40?
Yeah.
We haven't had dinner, so.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit.
Didn't plan it quite right.
No.
It's okay, it's Mardi Gras.
Cake snacks to go with our chef while we wait for dinner. That's fine. It is
After
Mardi
our
Gras.
cocktails earlier.
Yeah.
No question. Would you rather eat this king cake or would you rather have that the cocktail mix?
Okay.
I agree. The cake is just delicious.
It's good. Alright. I think that's going to be say too. Definitely not going to hang out for those beans because not even that pressure.
You just ended it like that.
No, this is just, I paused it on this end.
No, you ended the stream.
No, I didn't.
Oh. Well, hi there.
I clicked over to see. I don't recognize
Or
anybody.
are you trying to see somebody to raid?
To raid. Oh well. Well, for anybody who I haven't seen, who might be lurking, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed. And for everybody who couldn't make it, I'll be sharing this vlog with some folks. Hello from the past if you're watching the vlog. Happy Mardi Gras, everybody.
Happy Mardi Gras.